Good evening, everybody. This is the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting, Tuesday, September the 10th, 2024. We've called the meeting to order. Here's the roll call. Alderman Barnhill. Here. Alderman Blanton. Here. Alderman Caesar.
Here.
Alderman Peterson.
Here.
Alderman Berger.
Present.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Present.
Alderman Potts.
Present.
Alderman Baggett.
Present.
And the mayor is present also. Here's the game plan. I'm going to ask Alderman Barnhill if he would lead in the invocation. But as an element of introduction, let me start out by welcoming Rich Cresia, who is the leader or president of the Vietnam Veterans Association locally. Rich is also served in the Air Force and will be offering the invocation tonight. But I've also been asked by Tom Freeman, who volunteered Rich to do this, to speak just a little bit about the United States Air Force, which will celebrate its 77th birthday on September the 18th. The National Security Act of 1947 established a separate Air Force. Prior to that time, the Army Air Corps, yay Army, was part of the United States Army. The same act also created the position of Secretary of Defense and the Central Intelligence Agency. Since its separation from the U.S. Army, the Air Force is engaged in wars around the globe and countless special operations. Her members have also performed humanitarian missions in multiple theaters and here in the United States. So I would like to take this moment before the invocation to welcome those members that have served our country in the United States Air Force, the United States Army, the Air National Guard, or any other branches of the military, to please just stand up. So,
We do it for a military wife.
anybody's,
I was a military wife.
so everybody else stand up, and we're going to ask Alderman Barnhill to proceed with the invocation.
Would you bow with me? Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight thanking you for this great nation that we have and for the many blessings that we have also. We know that right now there's a lot of problems in the country. There's a lot of issues that are not necessarily in this country, but in other countries that affect us. We ask that you be with our world leaders, our local leaders. We also ask that you be with our first responders. They're the ones who protect our freedoms locally. We also ask that you be with the military. We know that many families are divided, and that is a difficult time. We ask all of these blessings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please raise.
Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Rick.
Is he gonna sing?
Okay, we're now going to set the agenda. Before you tonight, you have the agenda, and do you desire any changes in the order of the agenda? If so, let me know. If not, I will consider a motion to keep the agenda as printed.
Move to keep the agenda as printed.
Seconded by Alderman Blanton. Any discussion? Alderman Barnhill, how do you vote?
Yes.
Alderman Blanton?
Yes.
Alderman Caesar?
Yes.
Alderman Peterson?
Yes.
Alderman Berger?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown?
Yes.
Alderman Potts?
Yes.
Alderman Baggett?
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to citizen comments. We have two speakers on item 13, which is not a public hearing, but I would invite them now to come to the podium, and you have 2 minutes each. That's Josh Lee and Nish Jabalia. How'd I do, Nish?
You did perfect.
Thank you. You want to go first?
I will go first.
Good.
Introduce myself, Nish Shabalia, owner and the member of MPNS Hotel DBA Best Western on Highway 96. Citizen concern has been taken into the consideration from last meeting, and putting up the medium on 96 is kind of where the citizen can be secure for people making left turn, but would like everyone to consider the impact of that median. People coming from interstate does not know how to get into the hotel from the backside. will definitely impact our business very badly. Understand the citizen security comes first for any reason, for accident or anything. If we can come up with a definite conclusion, will be appreciated, can be taken into the consideration for the businesses surrounding that 96 median line, which is Best Western, Waffle House, Shell gas station, and then I think so probably the new one is Dunkin' Donuts and probably the Gyro Place, which is going to be kind of a very much considerable. Even if we put the median, I do have an easement coming into Dunkin' Donuts, which is currently Barnes and Burroughs for the liquor store. If people starts coming from the back entrance into the Dunkin' Donuts, the safety of the hotel customer will be at the risk. So we would like you guys to consider that one also, because that will be the only entrance for those people coming into Dunkin' Donuts. I've been at that property from 2003. I have seen people cutting through our parking lot, getting into 96 just to avoid the traffic light. Now we are giving them more access of not making a turn, and they are going to use our parking lot as the cutoff from getting in and out of the property. 90% of people, when they go to the hotel, they never see the regular traffic flowing through their parking lot. So that is going to be kind of a very big liability for the hotel guests as well as for the hotel owners getting into it. I know you all are from here, from Franklin. You may have seen it. People are making left turn. We are here to see what we can do to help navigate in the best possible manner to avoid all the accident which we are seeing on that corridor.
Thank you, sir.
Please consider. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Josh Lee with Thompson Burton, representing the Best Western as well. Just as a reminder, this item 13 on your agenda is to install the barrier, the median barrier on Highway 96 between I-65 and Royal Oaks. And obviously, there's a huge traffic concern there. A number of traffic incidents are happening. I believe the data submitted to you shows 10 injury accidents over a 3-year period. And so there's definitely a need to address this area of high crash rate. However, there are a number of businesses along this stretch, including the Best Western, who are longtime Franklin citizens who also need to be considered in figuring out the best solution here, both for the citizens as well as the businesses here. So respectfully, we took the comments from the work session, had a meeting last week with the staff, explored several different options, and really appreciated all of the data that was given to us, including the traffic impact study from the recent development that is, I believe, stalled right there in that area. Unfortunately, there are no detailed findings regarding exactly what the median would do. It doesn't address what would happen at the other intersections where the traffic would be diverted. And so what we'd like is to avoid unintended consequences as well as the impact on the businesses. So to conclude, we understand TDOT is considering or planning to completely redo the interstate exit. So what we're asking for the commission, or for the board here, is to wait and have a comprehensive plan for the entire area that would address all of these concerns, including where this traffic would be diverted, so we're not creating additional issues. At a minimum, we'd ask for an express statement from the board for regulatory flexibility so that we could have higher signs or other ways to address the impacts it would have on the business. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll now move on to communications from the Williamson County Commission. I have none. We'll then go to approval of the minutes. We'll be asking for a motion to approve the work session minutes and the Board of Mayor and Alderman minutes from August 27th, 2024. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Peterson.
Second.
Second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Yes. Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to a proclamation tonight where we're going to talk about volunteerism. And whereas the spirit of volunteerism is a cornerstone of community strength enhancing the well-being, quality of life, and unity of our city through the selfless dedication of individuals who donate their time, skills, and passion to serving others. And whereas Franklin is blessed with a multitude of volunteers who contribute immeasurably to our community by working with nonprofit organizations, schools, churches, neighborhood groups, and other civic entities touching the lives of countless individuals and families. And whereas volunteers play an essential role in addressing critical issues from providing meals for the hungry, mentoring our youth, and caring for the environment to supporting seniors, aiding in disaster relief, and promoting health and wellness. And whereas Franklin Volunteer Week provides an opportunity to celebrate the generosity, dedication, and achievements of our city volunteers and to inspire more residents to join the ranks of those making a difference. And whereas the contributions of our volunteers foster a more connected, compassionate, and resilient Franklin, and their impact reaches far beyond the individual acts of service, encouraging civic pride and responsibility across all generations. Whereas this week of recognition reminds us all that volunteering is not only an act of kindness, but also a means of building a more vibrant, inclusive, and caring community for everyone in Franklin. So therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, proclaim September 15th through the 21st as Franklin Volunteer Week and encourage all citizens to honor and recognize the tremendous contributions of our volunteers and find ways to contribute their time and talents in service to our city. So if you're a volunteer, thank you for your service. And those that are watching tonight, thank you for your service to our community. So we'll now continue to move forward. Are there any miscellaneous reports tonight? Mr. Stuckey.
Before I start, Mayor, there's something standing right by you. Do you want to talk about what that is?
Well, I do, and I appreciate your bringing that up today because this is a new business in our community today that broke ground. It's In-N-Out Burger,
Oh, yeah.
who is developing their eastern headquarters in southeast Franklin, across from Berry Farms, and also that will likely be their first store. So we were honored to be there for a groundbreaking today, and everybody got a shovel that was there. So
Wow.
I'm not sure what that says to politicians, but you can make your own conclusion. So we're happy they're here, and what a great crowd we had for it.
Thank you, Mayor. One other thing also happened this morning. I just want to inform the board. Mayor Moore, myself, Shauna, and Vernon were able to execute the lease with First Bank for the interim City Hall space. So that has now been agreed to, and that provides for interim City Hall space beginning January 1 for the construction of our new City Hall. So we're glad to get that across the goal line, and thank you, Vernon, for his hard work in getting that put together, and Shauna for working through the lease agreement. And the mayor and I just got to sign a document, so it was all good, and we're excited to have that piece of the puzzle put together as we continue with City Hall redevelopment. One other thing I want to touch on, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock will be our annual 9/11 commemoration. This is a brief but very meaningful ceremony, and I'm very proud that the city of Franklin takes time every year to remember that tragic but impactful day and the incredible sacrifices that were made on that day. So especially our public safety leadership will be part of that. It's at 8 o'clock at the police department headquarters on Columbia Avenue, and our police and fire teams will be recognizing and honoring that important day. So all the community is welcome to be part of it, and just wanted to share that with everyone. Thank you.
Any other miscellaneous reports? Alderman Caesar.
Thank you, Mayor. I was able to attend the button ball this weekend put on by the Davis House, and a lot of excellent volunteers were there. And not only was my wife in charge of it, so I was proud because of that, but was even more proud when I saw one of our own, Detective Andre Clark, receive the significant award for the Judge Davis Award, which I think recognizes someone who has gone above and beyond in the call of duty to support those who are affected by sexual abuse. So it made me very, very proud to see one of our police officers and detectives receive that award in front of so many folks.
Very good.
Doesn't get much better than Detective Clark.
Alderman Potts.
Thank you, sir. I just want to take a moment and thank everybody who was involved with planning Station 2's 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony, as well as Legacy Middle School coming out and performing. And then everybody that was there to christen the new truck or apparatus that was there. It took a lot of time and energy to put that together, but there were hundreds of people that showed up and a lot of kids had a great time. So thank you to everybody that was involved in that. Special shout out to Jamie as well.
Any others? If not, we'll move to the consent agenda, and all items on the consent agenda are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature by the governing body. They will be approved as recommended by committee or staff by one motion of the governing body. The items on the consent agenda will not be discussed. I'm looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, items 17 through 19. Thank you, Alderman Blanton.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Caesar. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to old business. This is a public hearing, consideration resolution 2024-51, a resolution initiating the annexation process and draft plan of services for the possible annexation of 10.6 acres located west of Lewisburg Pike and south of Henspeck Lane at 122088 Lewisburg Pike. Joey?
Thank you. The property is home to the Gateway Church campus, and it is the church that is requesting annexation into the city. The property is not contiguous to the city limits, but is within the city's urban growth boundary. The parcel is within the neighborhood commercial design concept as defined by Envision Franklin, and it does support institutional uses as a primary use within that design concept. A draft plan of services has been included in your packet of materials. The property lies within the Goose Creek Basin as defined by the Franklin Sanitary Sewer Basin Study and is identified as a short-term annexation capability area. It is important to note that the extension of sanitary sewer to serve the property would have to cross a neighboring property to the north that has requested neither sanitary sewer nor annexation into the city. As the neighboring property will have access to sanitary sewer, it is recommended by staff that both properties be annexed at the same time, or at a minimum, that an annexation agreement be provided by the neighboring property. The property owner requesting annexation would be required to obtain and record at their expense an easement across the neighboring property in order to serve this property with sanitary sewer. Staff recommends approval of Resolution 2024-51. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Does anyone want to speak to this body on this matter? If not, are you getting up? Yeah. Yes, sir, please come forward. We typically ask you to fill out a speaker card, but we'll waive that tonight, and go ahead. Please, sir, give your name. You have 2 minutes.
My name's Dr. Charlie Weir. I'm the founding pastor of Gateway Franklin Church, so I just thought I should say something.
Sure.
Appreciate your consideration and appreciate your service to a community. We've been there we started Oakfield Elementary School 17 years ago, a little over 17 years ago, and been able to stay in that section, purchased the property in 2009 in the county, which I'm sure you're familiar. 30% of our property is septic systems or tanks, which even playing kickball is not possible for us. Having a playground is not possible. So basically what this will do for us is free up 3 acres of ground that we can use for park space. And so that's why we would like for you to consider that. We have a very close relationship with Ms. Hill, is the owner of the property that the sewer system would have to come through. We have a very close relationship with her and have been in dialogue about this whole process. And so, she's not here to speak to that, but she's in favor of that. Of course, there will be things that we have to work through, but would appreciate your consideration and moving this through. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If there are no other speakers, I'm going to declare were you going to speak, sir? Yeah. If there are no other speakers, I'll declare the public hearing closed. Entertain a motion to initiate the annexation process.
Move for approval.
Thank you, Alderman Berger.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Potts. Any discussion? Ready to vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 6, this is a public hearing consideration resolution 2024-62, Resolution initiating the annexation process and draft plan of services for the possible annexation of 43 acres located west of Lewisburg Pike and south of Goose Creek Bypass, 1462 Lewisburg Pike. Joey?
Thank you. There are two parcels requesting annexation, and Vision Franklin places one, the one along Lewisburg Pike, in the single-family residential design concept. The other one, the western parcel, in the neighborhood green design concept. For single-family, Envision Franklin states that the defined character of these areas may vary by neighborhood, but new development should transition from existing development patterns in adjacent neighborhoods, and that new development should be designed around natural features to highlight forested areas and hilltops and hillsides. For neighborhood green, Envision Franklin states that new development should identify natural features that are to be preserved through 60% of dedicated open space, and that new development should offer a variety of housing types. The plan of services is included as a exhibit in your material packet. The draft plan of services also includes specific issues to consider from the various utility and development review departments within the city. The property lies within the Goose Creek Basin as defined by the Sanitary Sewer Basin Study and is identified as a short-term annexation capability area. It is important to note that because the two parcels requesting annexation are not adjoining one another, they must be developed through separate plans and subdivisions. Future development of the western parcel is dependent on future extension of utility lines and a road network in the immediate area for access to Lewisburg Pike. Staff recommends approval of Resolution 2024-62, as did Planning Commission. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Does anyone want to speak to this body on this matter? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing and entertain a motion to initiate.
I move to approve.
I have Alderman
Second.
Blanton, and you're seconding. Thank you. Any other discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to item number 7. As a heads up, items 7 through 9 have been asked to be deferred till October the 22nd, but since it's an announced public hearing on 7 and 8, we'll continue on with the public hearing. Consideration of ordinance 2024-10, an ordinance to rezone 2.90 acres from Regional Commerce RC6 District to Plan PD 65.4 for 3,607 District, with the property located north of Cool Springs Boulevard, east of Mac Hatcher Memorial Parkway at 101 Cool Springs Boulevard, the Caroline PUD subdivision. Joey?
Thank you. The applicant has indicated they would like to defer the project. However, this is a public hearing, so I'm available for any questions from the board or any from the audience. Thank you.
Does anyone want to speak to this body on this matter? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing. Ask for a motion to defer to October 22nd, 2024.
Move to,
Maybe give your,
No problem. We had too long of a gap the last.
Mayor, I move to defer to October 22nd.
are you still seconding that after
I still
this?
second that, yeah.
Thank you. Any discussion? You ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 8, this is a public hearing consideration resolution 2024-13, approving a development plan for the Caroline PUD subdivision for property located north of Cool Springs Boulevard, east of Mac Hatcher Memorial Parkway at 101 Cool Springs Boulevard. Does anyone wants to speak to this body on this matter? If not, I'm going to declare the public hearing closed. Entertain a motion to defer to October 22nd, 2024. Thank you, Alderman
Second.
Blanton, second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote?
Done that.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 9 is City of Franklin Contract 2024-250 with Rec Ritz Holdings LLC, the Caroline PUD subdivision, for a road impact fee offset agreement for amount not to exceed $591,280. Is there a motion to defer to October 22nd, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman
Yes.
Berger. Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And
Oh,
Alderman
sorry.
Baggett.
Yes.
I thought you said
All those
burger.
were yes, weren't they?
I thought you said
I heard
burger.
something that I
I
didn't
just
know
saw,
what it
I
was.
heard the B.
Oh,
There's too many B's up
it
there.
passed unanimously. Thank you. Item 10, this is a public hearing consideration of ordinance 2023-41 to amend Chapter 4 of Title 16 of the Franklin Municipal Code concerning road impact fees. Is anyone going to speak to this issue since it is a public hearing? If not, I will declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion.
Mayor, I'd like to move to amend Chapter 4 of Title 16 of the Franklin Municipal Code concerning road impact fees to establish a 4-year phase-in for new projects and a 10-year phase-in for existing projects with a 10% escalator.
Is there a second? Seeing no second, that motion dies.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to defer this, and I'll seek counsel from our city administrator, from staff, from our work session to a future meeting. As information is being collected right now, I believe that may take us 2 weeks.
I would ask for October 22nd.
Yeah.
Defer to them. That gives us some time to run the scenarios, even the one, the motion that was just made, along with a couple other things, and gives us also some time to work through that, share some more time with development professionals as well as yourselves at a work session, and then vote the second meeting in October. So the 22nd would probably be best.
Mr. Mayor, to clarify, I make a motion to defer item number 10 on our agenda until October the 22nd.
Second.
Second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion?
I just have maybe a question for staff. If October 22nd is the date, what is the likelihood if we were to move forward that we could have something in effect in January of '25?
We can do that.
Vote on
It's really going to be your determination about what you're comfortable in terms of lead time for.
Because this is the second reading we're deferring, right? So we'll have to do second reading on the 22nd, we'll have to
You'd
do
be able to
third.
approve it first meeting in November, so you'd have a little less than 2 months before an effective date. So you can pick whatever effective date you would like,
Yeah.
quite frankly. And I think some of that hinges on how you're structuring both the phase-in and if you do some grandfathering, that might have some influence too on how you decide to do that.
Yeah,
So
if there's
I think
grand-
it's all on the table.
If there's grandfathering, then the new fees wouldn't be in effect until a new development
Right.
was
all
For
approved.
gonna-
entitled
Right.
projects, it may not matter so much. So
That should be written
New
into
project,
the
it would
motion.
be different.
That should be
One
written.
comment, though, we don't generally have a second board meeting in December.
right, you would do this, you would
November.
have your hearing on the 22nd of October for the fees.
It would be the
But then you
second
could go
reading.
to the very next meeting in November and do your final, because there's not a hearing required for third reading. So you can do it within the 2-week. So you'd have it done by the first meeting in November, and then you'd have implementation at whatever date you direct.
Everybody
Thank you.
clear on the motion to defer to
Yeah.
October 22nd? Ready to vote? Alderman Baggett,
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown,
No.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
Alderman Caesar,
Yes.
Alderman Blanton, and Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Passes 7-1. Item number 11, this is new business, consideration of executive order 2024-01, an executive order regarding the declaration of the mayor of the city of Franklin for emergency water shortage status 1. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, let me just clarify. I think we would just be looking for a motion that either confirms or acknowledges the emergency declaration that you did last week. So it wouldn't necessarily be approval, it would just be a acknowledgement.
Motion to acknowledge.
Second?
Appropriate motion and second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 12, this is a public hearing, consideration resolution 2024-52, declaring the intent of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Franklin, Tennessee to consider the adoption of commercial property assessed clean energy and resiliency C-PACER program. And I see a familiar face of Nicole Robin. Please come up. You have 2 minutes.
Hi, you might be surprised, but I'm here to speak in support of the C-PACER program. And I'm kind of reiterating myself from a month ago, but I am a C-PACER lender, and I have a client here in Franklin, the owner of the Franklin, the factory at Franklin, that would like this program to get passed so that they can come to us and get some financing to, to support and fund the redevelopment efforts they have going on over there at the factory. And I think the owner of the factory did also submit an email in support of the program that's in the record. So that's it. I'm just here in support of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else want to speak to this body? If not, I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Berger,
Sorry.
seconded by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Seeing none. Ready to vote? Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
I'm going to abstain. Had I known where I work is the client, I would have recused myself and left the room. So I apologize.
And Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Passes 7 with 1 abstention. Next is item number 13 is a resolution to approve temporary median barrier installation on State Route 96 Murfreesboro Road between Royal Oaks and Interstate 65. Is there a motion?
I would like to make a motion to defer this to at least October 22nd. There's obviously some more information that's needed.
I will second that.
Thank you. I want that information.
Appropriate motion and second to defer to October 27th.
What is that additional information that is?
We have business owners that continue to come out of the woodwork.
Yep.
We need to make sure everybody has
These-
a chance.
No, I understand, but I guess what additional information?
Paul
Are we-
might know.
I don't know what the additional information is either. So.
I will say that we have met with all the property owners in between last meeting and now. There is not a lot of additional information that we can provide. We're happy to sit down and do it again with them. We talked a lot about a lot of different options, and we've responded to all their requests with as much information as we can, and happy to answer any questions that you have.
What about the gentleman that spoke earlier?
I mean, we've looked at the traffic impacts, and we've looked at other options associated with it. It's really a safety issue,
Yep.
and that's really what it comes down to for us. We're happy to do it again if that's the direction of the board.
Paul, cover what the barrier is.
There's 2 options, or well, I guess there's 3 options. One is to not proceed with any barrier. The other one would be the temporary barrier, and the other one is the concrete barrier.
In the delineator, temporary delineator is the one that the TDOT has offered to install, correct? Or
That is correct.
provide.
What's
Borrow
that?
it.
And then the median is the one that has a $400,000 price tag to it that we would need to fund and construct, correct?
Right, yeah, the TDOT would pay for and they're only yellow, they only come in yellow, so it would be yellow in color. I know there was a question about that earlier.
The resolution as written is the temporary delineators,
Okay.
the TDOT funded option.
Yep.
Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, Alderman Caesar.
I'm not really sure what additional information we may get that may change the decision of it being a problem from a safety perspective. I think the information maybe that some of the people who practice businesses in that area want is how are we going to fix, we know there's a traffic problem. I think the resolution they want is how are we going to help make sure that they don't have the access to their buildings cut off permanently.
Right.
Or in a way that doesn't help them or is compromising to their business. Obviously, right now, people are violating the law to get into their businesses by crossing not 1 but 2 double yellow lines, and we don't want that to continue to happen. I don't think that in October that situation will get better. I think it's probably going to continue between now and I was on 96 this week, and I saw cars crossing the double lines every single time I was on the road. So I think we need to act on this. I think we need to also ask staff to meet with the business owners to figure out what is the workaround, because as soon as these go up, traffic patterns will develop on their own if we don't take a leadership role here and tell people where they can go and how they can access these businesses. So for me, it's not whether or not I'm going to be in support of these delineators, because I don't want to spend $400,000 putting concrete in here. I'd rather us say, let's move forward with the delineators, and let's work aggressively to figure out, there's a U-turn, a no U-turn sign at the next stop line going east on 96, going west on 96, stop light. And that, maybe we need to consider, can that U-turn sign go away? Are there other ways that we can help traffic flow through that area? But to me, it's not whether or not this delineator needs to go in place. It's how do we handle the traffic after these go up?
Yeah, and I sent I think you all received some information late today, some staff responses for the alternatives that were proposed. So we'll have to sign specific signals for U-turns and then disallow, well, I shouldn't say disallow, put up signing for the right turn that might conflict, right turn on red, that might conflict with a left turn or a U-turn. Unfortunately, Royal Oaks is not the place to do the U-turn. It would be Center Point.
Oh, yeah.
And then the southbound ramp, we might be able to fit a U-turn signal, which is a concept that the MUTCD, the federal MUTCD allows. At the southbound ramp, there's some dead time to do a U-turn. While the northbound ramp green is going, there's a lot of space in there that we might be able to facilitate a U-turn at the southbound ramp. But we'll have to study that a little bit more.
So maybe that's the additional information we need.
I think so. Be helpful.
I had Alderman Potts, I think. I'm not sure who was who, but
Sorry.
I did.
Yeah. There was.
go ahead, Alderman Blanton, you're
Yeah.
recognized.
I understand that it's a safety issue, and I get that. I just feel like we might. There's not enough information
Yep.
for these business owners to plan, and all of a sudden, I don't know how quick we move. I just think there needs to be a clear, more plan, and that's why I'm supporting the deferral.
Yep.
Because I think some of these businesses could even do something as simple as updating their Google profile that says, to access our restaurant, you have to do X, Y, Z, or to get to our hotel or motel. I think we're pushing this through I'm not against it. I just think all your might and could and might and would need to be a little bit more set in stone.
Alderman
before
Potts.
it's approved.
Alderman Potts.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No offense.
So I too have questions about this. This is the borderline right here between Ward 3 and Ward 1. And so there's concerns and protections that I want to make sure we're supporting small businesses. Mr. Lee stated earlier that he said that TDOT was going to improve this area or this intersection. Is there any validation to that, or do we know anything?
It's on the 2035 long-range transportation plan for the interchange.
It's too long. We need to work on that.
That answers that question.
Yeah, we need
All
to
right.
work on that. We need to change that.
The concern that we do have, and I'm sorry, sir, I didn't get your last name right before you spoke, but the gentleman that owns the Best Western, and he's talking about the cut-through that people may be using right now. I'm in support of what Alderman Blanton just said, is we have to have a more defined plan on how we're going to execute this. And what you said just a moment ago supports what I asked about in the beginning, where could we have U-turn turn signals in certain areas so we can instruct people on how to get around. And so I do want to see the plan. And I'll go ahead and tell you, because I drove it today when I drove downtown Nashville, these delineators, they do not look good. I don't think that is something that we would normally install in Franklin. And I think that we know that there's a $400,000 price tag to it, but we need more information on replacement of those, if it's at our cost, what the physical labor piece of that's going to be, any other information that you might have. But we need to have a plan here, because these business owners, we're about to, even though Alderman Caesar, you stated this, they may be making that illegal turn right now. Unfortunately, those people who are making those illegal turns are using the business services that are being there. And so there may be another option. I'm okay with supporting the deferral, but if there's more information, it needs to be the instructions on how these business owners are going to make it.
Alderman Baggett.
I think it was in the new information that was given, someone said there was 25 turns. Was that a number I saw? Was that one maybe you all provided?
It was in the
We did an
letter.
observation of peak hour. So midday peak, AM peak, and then the PM peak was less. So just, I think, because
Yeah,
of
it
the sheer
was less.
congestion.
That's right. I'm with Alderman Caesar on this. And I've heard us talk some on certain things about safety and, teenagers driving and, I hate to be presented with a solution to fix the most dangerous intersection in our city and not take action. I continue to look at the area around here and where the small businesses are, the businesses are on both sides. And there's ripe opportunity for connectivity between those parcels. Now, there's no new development obviously occurring, and so that can't be forced. But there are, if the property owners got together, there could be ample interconnectivity of those business parcels that would make access a lot more palatable for everyone to get to from Royal Oaks and other things. Waiting to get that kind of plan would be 6 months more, maybe. I mean, I would think to really work with all the property owners to understand the connectivity, and these U-turns could be done quicker. How long do you want to wait the most dangerous intersection in Franklin to see what, when the professionals are telling us that this is the worst intersection, and I'm one that is going to be inconvenienced. And actually, on my own volition last Saturday, after I went to Waffle House, I acted like that barrier was there. I went down with my girls in the car. Not that I've ever crossed two double lines, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, got me. But I went down, took a U-turn down by the hospital, going east, and where there was no U-turn sign, and I went on back down. And it was fine. So anyway, I hate to defer it, but I do want all of this information solved. How long will it take for this to be installed?
We could do an exhibit probably fairly quickly to show you where signing would be. So we're going to have route signing, 265, to this and that, and then we'd have to put the U-turn sign. So we could probably do an exhibit for you on how that would look.
There's nothing, here's the thing, there's nothing that any information, whether or not we can or can't do a U-turn here or there, is not going to change the fact that I think it needs to be there. I just would like the plan and a solution kind of in place before it adversely impacts the businesses. I mean, I'm going to vote for this no matter what, but if we can install it after the first of the year, and that gives them time and us time to do some of these things, vote yes now or vote yes later. I mean, if you don't get that U-turn, I don't know that it's going to change the fact that this is one of the most dangerous intersections in town. But if we need to wait till you can know what the U-turn is going to be, I'd rather vote for it now and then just delay the installation until you all figure that out and be done with it, instead of deferring and having continual conversation.
Alderman Potts.
Thank you. I just have two quick follow-up questions, part of what Alderman Baggett just said. We also need to know what the cost is going to be to install the additional U-turn signals, as well as the striping and any other updates or construction that's going to be required. And then the other piece is, if this falls to this department, as well as any modification of the signs to redirect individuals on how to access any of those businesses, if that is something that falls to the city, and what that cost is as well, and how it's been done in some other municipalities.
Anybody, Alderman Burke?
Yeah. It's been years this has been out there, so we've all been dealing with this. So I don't want to jump on it in 1 to 2 months' time and just say, hey, we're going to do this and put these things in. So I want to wait. I want to get this other information and deliberate a little bit on that. I really can't support the delineators. I will not. I know there's a big price to take on the other ones, but I'm going to tell you, I'll give you 6 months, and we will all hate them. They will be an eyesore. Just drive down to Huntsville and look around. They're horrible. People complain about them all the time. I don't think there's something we want to put in Franklin. They're constantly dirty. They look terrible. All the trucks up and down there, they will be knocked down. We will be constantly repairing them. Mark my word. I want a stack of Bibles will tell you we are going to be repairing them constantly, picking them up constantly. Trucks can knock these things over in a flash, and so can cars. And people do this all the time. They have a nightmare with those down there. And they look horrendous. And this is a very heavily trafficked road. We've got to figure out another way to do it. I will not ever vote for the delineators, ever.
Those are Alabama delineators.
Yep. They must be.
They fall over
We
much
need-
easier. Oh, gosh.
Yep. You find me some Tennessee ones.
Suggestions.
We do have a motion to defer this
Yeah.
item to October the 22nd.
And I won't support the deferral. We've got a safety issue here.
I know.
That's, and.
Been
if
telling you for
and,
years.
And the interesting thing is, it says to approve temporary median barrier, temporary. That's what we're looking here. We're temporarily solving an issue and a problem there. I mean, you're not gonna get any more information to solve that particular problem by waiting till the 22nd as you are to vote for it tonight. I will not support the deferral, but that's okay. You got 8 votes up
Mayor?
here anyway.
Mr. Mayor?
That's how they go.
Temporary means to 2035.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it does. TDOT's not
No
going to, unless
No
we can get
way.
our mayor to help and our engineering team to help TDOT move this up. This is going to be there temporarily until that time, until they do something with this road.
What information do you use that comes out to 2035? No,
Interchange.
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 Yeah, and
But
that's
the
when they're
median,
going to
you could
fix
build a
it.
You can build a
median
median.
Yeah.
I don't think these
This-
delineators will last that long.
Yeah.
No,
6 months, I'll give you. No, I have good information on this one.
No, I think you're right.
I'll
Any
take you on
other
a field
comments?
trip.
Any other comments? You ready to vote?
we're voting
is
on
The
on-
the
motion
deferral.
is to
This is on the
defer to
deferral.
October the 22nd. Alderman Barnhill,
No.
Alderman Blanton, Alderman Caesar,
No.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown,
No.
and Alderman Potts,
Yes.
and Alderman Baggett.
No.
I love it.
Mayor,
How well do you like delineating?
He can go clean them.
I'm going to support deferral till October the 22nd, so the motion passes 5-4.
Okay.
Item 14 is City of Franklin Contract 2020, and I assume that you will have some exhibits for us on October 22nd. So item 14 is City of Franklin Contract 2024-0199, interlocal agreement between Williamson County, Tennessee and the state of Tennessee, the City of Franklin to establish the terms, responsibilities, obligation of the city providing funds received from the national opioid settlements to the county to be allocated for opioid abatement and remediation projects that impact the city. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Vice
Second.
Mayor.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Potts. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 15 is consideration of new wine and grocery store license for MAPCO Express, MAPCO number 3326, 240 Franklin Road. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank
Second.
you. Seconded by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Next is a consideration of appointment to Colm Keenan to the Building and Street Standards Board of Appeal. I don't know if Mr. Keenan is here. I don't believe so. Just a quick one. He was born in Ireland, came to the U.S. in '78, spent 18 years in California, met his wife there. He's been in Franklin since 1997, and his wife used to work for Franklin First United Methodist Church. He's a plumber by trade, and he owns Paul Hasty Plumbing in Brentwood, or rather he previously had worked for Paul Hasty, and he's been in business since 2005. He came highly recommended by staff who has worked with him, and I would look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Seconded by the Vice
And
Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, I would just say I'll second that. His work is excellent. He has done work for us.
Oh, good. Any other
Maybe we ought-
discussion?
Maybe we ought to defer. We may need some more information.
Yeah. No, I got you
Dale's
plenty of
comment.
information. What do you want to know about him?
Alderman Baggett, how do you vote?
Yes.
Alderman Potts?
Yes.
Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Alderman Berger?
Yes.
Alderman Peterson?
Yes.
Alderman Caesar?
Yes.
Alderman Blanton? And Alderman Barnhill?
Yeah.
Passes
And he's
unan-
Irish.
Is there any other business to come before this body? If not, I would entertain a motion.
To adjourn from me.
Thank you. And second by Alderman Potts. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.